I think it's very important when you have the best players in the world together, you got to compete and you got to play hard and you got to show the fans how good they really are. I watch them all the time. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlyn Clark played about the same last year, so I watched a lot of basketball.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Clark Update. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today, I've got another exciting and incredibly interesting video for you. And if you're a true Caitlyn Clark fan, you're definitely going to want to watch this one until the very end. Before we get started, let me know you're part of the Clark Update army by commenting CC100 pretended below. I love seeing all the amazing Clark fans in the comments. Now, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into today's video. It all begins here, not with a press conference, not with a leaked memo, but inside a room secretive that, according to the story, not even the janitors knew about it. Three basketball icons, Caitlyn Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Larry Bird, came together at the Pacers facility in the heart of Indiana for what insiders are calling one of the most shocking meetings in women's basketball history. No cameras, no reporters, only whispers. And those whispers are quickly turning into waves of speculation. People are talking, executives are sweating, and fans are demanding answers. What can possibly bring together one of the greatest basketball players of all time, a respected league veteran, and a WNBA rookie? The answer isn't just surprising. It could change the future of the sport forever. If you're enjoying this content, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 90% of viewers still haven't subscribed. It's completely free, it only takes a second, and it means everything to us. So, have you subscribed yet? If you have, thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get back to the video. Caitlyn Clark is no stranger to the spotlight after delivering one of the most remarkable rookie seasons in league history. But this story isn't about game-winning shots or highlight reels. It's about influence, legacy, leadership, and the future of basketball. Sophie Cunningham, known for her fearless personality and competitive style, has always followed her own path. She rarely steps into the spotlight unless something truly matters. So, if she's in the room, it's because something important is happening. Then there's Larry Bird, the legendary figure from French Lick. He's more than a basketball legend. He's one of the sport's most iconic names. For years, he remained quiet, private, and away from the spotlight. Until now. The basketball world stopped the moment all three were connected to the same meeting. It wasn't just a gathering, it sent a message. Something major may be taking shape, and this trio appears to be at the center of it. What could bring these three together? What could be important enough to draw Larry Bird back into the conversation, bring Sophie Cunningham into the spotlight, and position Caitlyn Clark as more than just a player, but as the face of a movement? According to insiders, it could represent the beginning of basketball's next chapter. Rumors range from league-wide changes to mentorship initiatives. Others speculate about partnerships that could reshape the relationship between the NBA and the WNBA. Whatever the truth may be, it's clear this goes beyond basketball. It's about shaping the future of the game, building a lasting legacy, connecting generations, and helping women's basketball reach another level. Here's the most unbelievable part. Even now, the full story remains unknown. But based on everything that's already surfaced, one thing seems certain. History may be unfolding right before our eyes, and Caitlyn Clark stands at the center of it. Caitlyn Clark's rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. She didn't just join the WNBA, she transformed the conversation around it. Television ratings have soared, attendance records have been broken, and merchandise continues to fly off the shelves. She turned the league into a movement during her rookie season. But let's look beyond the statistics. The story goes far beyond three-point shots and highlight reels. It's about cultural impact. When Clark plays, arenas don't just fill up, they erupt. She doesn't simply attract fans, she builds communities. From her days at Iowa to her time with the Indiana Fever, Clark's name became synonymous with excitement. She brought more than just Fever basketball. She ushered in a new era of relevance for the entire WNBA. ESPN treated her like an NBA superstar. Television networks reshuffled primetime schedules to air her games, and the numbers were remarkable. Nearly 1 million viewers tuned in for many of her biggest matchups. That wasn't just a milestone for the WNBA, it was a milestone for sports television. But her influence stretched far beyond the scoreboard. Brands lined up to work with her. Partnerships with Gatorade, Nike, and Beats transformed her into a marketing powerhouse. Her popularity didn't just elevate her own career, it reshaped the business of the WNBA. Behind the scenes, executives rushed to revise agreements, television contracts were renegotiated, and players started believing again. Believing that the league could continue growing, that they could make a lasting impact, and that women's basketball had reached a defining moment. Caitlyn Clark didn't arrive demanding change. She became the reason change happened. She attracted fans who had never watched a WNBA game before. She elevated veteran players and inspired a new generation of young girls. That's why Caitlyn Clark walking into a private meeting at the Pacers facility isn't just important, it's symbolic. She isn't simply part of basketball's future. She's making it clear that she is the future. Now let's talk about the wild card, Sophie Cunningham. Grit, determination, and toughness. If Caitlyn Clark is the spark, Sophie Cunningham is the fuel. A 6-year WNBA veteran with the Phoenix Mercury, Cunningham has never shied away from leadership or controversy. She's the type of player who will dive headfirst after a loose ball, then stand in front of reporters afterward and say exactly what's on her mind. And when she speaks, people listen. Sophie has become the voice many players never realized they needed, speaking about media respect, locker room culture, and player compensation. Now she's sitting alongside basketball legends. Why her? Because she's fearless. Because she understands the game deeply and isn't afraid to question the system, even when the cameras are off. But perhaps her greatest strength is authenticity. She's not a media creation. She isn't polished for corporate approval. She's honest, she's real, and she's earned widespread respect. So if she's involved in this project, whatever it may be, it's not for appearances. It's because she brings substance. Her involvement signals that this isn't merely entertainment. It's about meaningful change. For years, Sophie has been laying the groundwork through leadership, player advocacy, and union involvement. Perhaps this meeting represents the next step. Standing beside Larry Bird's experience and Caitlyn Clark's star power, Cunningham becomes the bridge between generations, the leader determined to turn conversations into action. And there's Larry Bird, the man, the legend, the symbol of Indiana basketball. A 3-time NBA champion, a 3-time MVP, and one of the greatest competitors the sport has ever known. But he isn't here to remind anyone of his accomplishments. He's here because he believes in something larger than himself. And when Larry Bird reappears after years away from the spotlight, people pay attention. Bird's greatness extended far beyond his playing career. As an executive, he built winning teams, he drafted talent, mentored players, coached organizations, and helped shape franchises. His influence can still be felt throughout Indiana basketball. So why now? Why step back into the spotlight? Because he believes this moment matters. Because Caitlyn Clark represents the spark, and Bird understands how to turn sparks into lasting change. His presence isn't symbolic, it's strategic. He's serving as both mentor and architect, connecting old school toughness with the next generation of talent. He's here to help build something. Imagine Larry Bird mentoring Caitlyn Clark, guiding her through leadership, handling fame, and creating a lasting legacy. This isn't simply mentorship. It's the passing of a torch. Greatness recognizing greatness. Larry Bird doesn't return halfway committed. If he's back, he's fully invested. And alongside Cunningham and Clark, this partnership has the potential to ignite something the sport has never experienced before. There's something fitting about all of this happening in Indiana, where basketball isn't simply a game. It's part of the culture. All three share deep ties to the state. Clark has energized the fever. Cunningham competed throughout the Midwest. Bird has become synonymous with Indiana basketball. That isn't coincidence. It feels like a passing of the torch. A basketball movement connecting generations, leagues, and eras is beginning in Indiana. Excitement is spreading across the state. Media trucks are lining up outside practice facilities. Somewhere behind closed doors, a blueprint is taking shape. A blueprint with the potential to reshape the future of basketball. This movement reaches beyond one player, one franchise, or even one league. It's about bringing the basketball world together. And if Indiana becomes the starting point, perhaps that's exactly where it belongs. That blueprint extends beyond strategy and ambition. The vision is to transform professional basketball itself. According to insiders, the goal isn't merely higher WNBA ratings or bigger sponsorships. It's to completely rethink the basketball landscape, with Clark, Cunningham, and Bird helping lead the way. Imagine a future where WNBA and NBA players regularly train together, where young girls and boys across Indiana and throughout the country grow up seeing equal opportunity, equal excitement, and equal attention devoted to both leagues. Mentorship becomes more than a slogan. It becomes a structured, fully supported system. That may be what this trio is working toward. And it isn't just speculation. Reports suggest the groundwork is already being laid. Training academies, player development systems, and media initiatives jointly supported by basketball icons from both the men's and women's games. According to speculation, Larry Bird is encouraging greater NBA involvement through his relationships and executive experience, helping connect the leagues in ways never seen before. At the same time, Sophie Cunningham is reportedly pushing for far more than public statements. She's said to be advocating for fair compensation, retirement benefits, union protections, mental health resources, and meaningful policy reform that extends beyond slogans into measurable progress. Her role isn't symbolic, it's transformative. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark is increasingly being described as more than a superstar athlete. She's also becoming a reform-minded leader, young enough to inspire the next generation, yet influential enough to gain access to the rooms where major decisions are made. Rather than simply celebrating the system, she's challenging it to improve. Fans aren't just watching anymore. They're getting involved. Social media activity has reached unprecedented levels. Hashtags continue trending. Calls for transparency surrounding this mysterious Indiana meeting are spreading rapidly, while fan communities continue growing. More than anything, people want answers. Reports suggest local Indiana media outlets are preparing special investigative coverage, while national networks are sending producers to follow the story. Why? Because they recognize what many fans already believe: this may be only the beginning of something much larger. There is even speculation that this private gathering could eventually lead to a nationally televised announcement, something capable of reshaping the sports landscape. The trio could unveil their vision, explain their mission, and invite the basketball community to join them. And what if they aren't alone? Imagine respected names such as Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, or even LeBron James becoming part of the conversation. That possibility no longer feels impossible. When influential figures unite, others pay attention. This story is about more than basketball. It's about leadership, influence, and the ability of three people from different generations to reshape the future of the sport. It's about breaking down barriers, moving beyond outdated ideas, and building something entirely new from the ground up. Executives throughout basketball are reportedly watching closely. A bold initiative like this challenges the existing structure. It questions long-standing systems, but perhaps that's exactly why it's gaining momentum. And these three may be the ones to deliver it. Imagine a future where the loudest applause isn't only for what happens on the court, but for the transformation taking place beyond it. Imagine fans becoming just as excited about the future of the game as they are about the next game itself. Right now, there's something happening in Indiana that's bigger than any championship. It goes beyond MVP trophies. It's the beginning of a movement that reaches across cities, generations, and the entire basketball community. The ripple effects could extend from small-town gyms and youth programs to professional locker rooms and international arenas. Basketball may never be the same again. What makes this story stand out is that in an era filled with controversy, betrayal, and burnout, it feels different. It carries hope. It feels less like the comeback story of one player and more like the beginning of a new chapter for the sport itself. As we wait to learn exactly what Caitlyn Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Larry Bird have planned, one thing already feels clear. This isn't just another WNBA storyline. We're witnessing a defining moment, a before and after chapter, and the opening page of something much bigger. Every update, every headline, and every move they make could shape the future of basketball. So, basketball fans, get ready for something that won't just make news. It could make history. So what's really happening? According to insiders, it could involve a mentorship initiative. Others believe it includes media ventures, business opportunities, or even an entirely new cross-league training center. Whatever it turns out to be, it's reportedly ambitious and designed to bring men's and women's basketball together in ways never seen before. Think about it. Larry Bird's experience, Caitlyn Clark's vision, and Sophie Cunningham's passion could combine to elevate the game for everyone. We may be watching the beginning of a complete basketball transformation, featuring shared knowledge, cross-league development, collaborative media projects, and a unified vision for the sport. With the attention already surrounding the story, advertisers, television networks, and fans will undoubtedly be watching every step they take. Because this isn't simply a partnership. It's a statement, a declaration that basketball belongs to everyone. The game is evolving before our eyes, and a new chapter is being written. That leaves one important question. Are you ready? Are you ready to watch the future of basketball unfold in real time? Because Caitlyn Clark isn't just changing the game, she's helping redefine it. Sophie Cunningham isn't just speaking out, she's helping create new opportunities. And Larry Bird hasn't returned simply to watch. He's back to help build something lasting. Whatever comes next has the potential to surprise the entire basketball world. We'll be here to bring you every update, every announcement, and every major development involving this trio. If you're excited about the future of basketball, be sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment and tell us what you think Clark, Cunningham, and Bird are planning. And don't forget to subscribe, because this story is only beginning. Stay tuned. The next chapter starts now. Thanks for watching WNBA News.